Hello, everyone. This is Arun Bhardwaj. I'm back with you. We are doing this corporate happiness series, and I thought I'll share with you some of my learnings recently. How can we utilize meditation for peak performance mindset, and how can we carry meditative practices to give us benefit in our professional life? There's a lot of research now that's happening around the world. And being born and brought up in India, I feel very proud that what our sages actually intuitively found out thousands of years ago, now the science all around the world is proving all that once again in the labs. And it is one to one correspondence. It's so amazing how our sages found all this out. I want to start with sharing a story with you. Once Buddha and his disciple, they were traveling in some villages. So outside the village, they were having food. And suddenly a fly sat on Buddha's forehead. And instinctively, Buddha did this just to let the fly or scare the fly away. And the moment the fly went away, Buddha again touched his forehead, again touched his forehead. And his favorite Shishya, his favorite disciple Ananda, asked Buddha, "Why are you doing this since there's no fly on your forehead?" And what Buddha said is a beauty. And I hope you will reflect that in your own life. Buddha said, "First time when the fly sat on my forehead, what I did was more instinctive. I had no control over it. And I wanted to make sure that my actions, they are fully in control. I'm aware of them. So when I did the second time, I did so that I know and I wanted to be aware of my action." Now that's a beautiful learning and thought for our life. See, our brain for millions of years was designed to help us survive in savannas, in forests, in very dangerous environment probably. And being instinctive was key to our survival. We did not wait before we actually saw if it is a stump of a tree or an animal or saber tooth that could eat us out. If it remotely looked like something of a threat to us, we became fearful, we ran away. That's why, if it is in the dark and you're feeling a little eerie, a rope looks like a snake to you. But that's better. That's actually useful for human survival because you would rather see a rope as a snake than to see a snake as a rope. But this instinctive response is now maladaptive for the kind of life we are living in modern times. And it is killing us. Because fight and flight behavior, which was very good, very useful, important for our survival in forest living, over a period of time, it actually is causing a lot of stress to us. And becoming aware of our action is what foundation of meditation is all about. Meditation is nothing but being aware of all our actions, being alert about what we are doing. Now you must be thinking, if we are so cautious about every action we are doing, are we not killing our intuitiveness, our innovativeness, creativity? No, because you have to be aware of your innovativeness or intuitiveness as well. If we do that even without being aware of it, being conscious of it, then we'll not be utilizing our thinking brain. We'll be utilizing our emotional brain, which is more designed to avoid pain and risk than to flourish our life. Now, question that many of us have in our mind: is there a state like thoughtlessness? Can I be so aware of my actions, or can I pause my thinking so I can feel rebooted, relaxed? How do I get into that state of being so aware that I'm able to monitor all my actions? Actually, our brain is designed that way. We have two very important processes of our brains, which are now psychologists are validated by psychologists and neurologists also. One is awareness or attention. The second process is meta awareness, our ability to observe our brain in action, our ability to think what we are thinking. And that's what is very important. That faculty of our brain, meta attention or meta awareness, we have to develop to be aware of what we are doing. Because if we are aware of what we are doing, very unlikely that we will be committing mistakes. And if we are doing everything without awareness, without inner wisdom, then it is more likely that we will be performing actions that we believe are in our best interest, that we believe are revealing best version of ourselves. That's what I wanted to share with you. Remember, when our room is filled with a lot of junk, we need a broom to clean that junk out of the room. And that's what being aware or mindfulness does. We have to keep monitoring the thoughts that are playing in our mind and use this broom of awareness and mindfulness constantly to clean the room of our mind. And remember, once we clean the room and there's no junk anymore, we leave that broom also outside the room. So mindfulness will become part of our behavior. Awareness will become part of our nature because it is. And we don't have to struggle, strain ourselves. It will be as if every thought that enters our brain, we evaluate it before entertaining it. The best example I can leave you with is we cannot control thoughts from entering into our brain's arena. It is like we don't control any guest coming on our door. But once the guest knocks, we have the control, we have the option of opening the door. And even if we have to open the door for every knock, because you can have good guests, bad guests, you don't want to leave the good guest because you're uh, afraid of having a bad guest, you might have to open the door. So a thought comes in, you might have to evaluate it. Just like the guest that comes in, you have to open the door. But it is totally in your control whether you want to invite that guest in, how long you want to engage with that guest, and when you want to say bye to that guest. I hope with mindfulness and awareness, you will keep monitoring thoughts that will enter into arena of your mind, and you will only allow those thoughts to play, stay, and engage in your mind that will, you believe, help you become the better version, best version of yourself. That's the happiness spin of the day. I hope you find this useful. I'll be keen to hear your comments. Namaste.